I bought a trolley for under my bench to carry on from me tidying. In a previous video, I tidied underneath my workbench, my jewellery bench. As you can see, it's no longer tidy, but I mean, I emptied out all the stuff under there that I don't use, that's been there for a very long time. And I bought myself a trolley to go under there and put the things on that I do use, so that it's tidy, because it's currently becoming a dumping ground. Oh no, this is the top one that has a drawer. Do you think they go on the inside or the outside? Just keep thinking, doing this will give me space. I will achieve more space from doing this. The space that I don't currently have. Okay, let's just try... Where do the washers want to go? Instructions would have been handy. I've got a big one. These must be for the wheels. And in today's instalment of me doing a 2-person job alone, I shall install a shelf. For a non-digit appendage, my knees get a surprising amount of use when making things. There we go. This one's going to be substantially more difficult because it's heavy. And I also don't know if I can get my knee in there to support it now. Okay, it's going to have to be a one-hand job somehow. Ooh, hefty. Give me a washer. Ah, stop falling. Okay. I am using 2 fingers to turn the nut on the inside. It worked. I need to get one more on and it should be okay. Okay, we're in. Oh. And I'll be able to wheel it in and out of the underside of my workbench. I'll just have to tip it on its side to put the wheels on. Do you want to know what I found? Inside the drawer. Instructions. Assembly guide. Inside the drawer. Why would you do that? How does this attach? So I guess that just goes on like that then. Before I started, I did wonder if it would be easier to put the wheels on first, but I thought, wouldn't it be rolling around all over the place while I'm trying to put the layers on, the shelves? So I opted to do that wheels at this stage. I'm showing you from the outside, so you can't actually see much. But it is getting tighter. So I'll go on to one of these, probably the top one, I guess. So let's just do this handle. You don't get taught these things when you're teaching yourself. Because I didn't know to teach myself. On here, that would be much more useful. Clever me. Ah, that's the trolley. So then this can go nice and snugly up against the wall at the back because it doesn't have anything on the back. And then I can put some tools on the front end. I have noticed the locking wheels are at the back. I did look for locking wheels and then I saw 2 locking wheels and I thought, oh, maybe they've all got locking wheels. No, I managed to put the locking wheels on the back side. Doesn't matter, they're not really it's not gonna roll anywhere. Right, I have wood and little legs. The box of this wood is disintegrated. I've got lots of little wood blanks. Haven't decided what I'm doing with them yet though. I'm stuck on it. Okay, there we go. Yay! Storage.
Another one around.
No, I don't have room for another one. If I had like a 2x4 racking there with just enough space for one of those tall glaze pots and just do loads and loads of shelves of that, and then instead of having these two, just have one taller, slightly wider racking there with more shelves, then I think that would use the space better. I don't like my clamp system. I don't find it very effective. I'm not even using the pegboard for it for the purpose. I'm using this thing at the top that my dad installed. So I don't really know what I'm using that pegboard for. I don't think it's very useful. So in fact, if I had a racking that went even taller, that would be quite good. Closer to what this is, then I could actually put pots that are being made on there too. And my pegboard has never been functional. I thought that was something you needed in a workshop, a pegboard. I'll put my clamps on it. Never worked properly. It's just always been a mess. So then I googled, what does a clamp rack look like? And it's basically just a long strip with slots in, and then each clamp hangs down, and it looks a lot better than what I've got. So I thought, I've got some bits of wood. Why don't I have a go? This is what I've made. This bit's not attached yet. I just cut that one out. But I don't have a good way of making the holes, so I just used a drill. I didn't have a 10mm drill bit. My slots are 10mm, so I used an 8mm drill bit. So my holes are a bit of a mess. The drill just tore it to shreds. Probably should have started with a smaller bit. I don't care. It just needs to hold my clamps. And then I used my bandsaw to cut out the slots, apart from the two middle ones. There was not enough room, so I had to do those with my pull saw. And then I used the bandsaw to cut out a little triangle for support. I might do one on either side. I don't know. And I got this for making my toy box. The wood's there. These are corner clamps, and managed to get the best join I've ever had. And these screws are quite big, but I managed to get them in there without going through to the other side. I've got 3 in there, and they didn't go through to the other side, so I got them nice and straight. They're about that long, I think. 3x40, the screws that I used. The only issue I have with it is the handles on these things are massive. They're going to lean away from the wall. This is obviously not very deep. I didn't have any wood deeper than this. I would have used something more like here if I had it. This is actually trim from my greenhouse that we never put on the greenhouse. We didn't see any in the instructions on where to put it. So I just have a massive stack of these strips of wood down between the 2 shelving units there. It is the 30th of June, so we're almost into July, where I cleared away the pegboards I had that were actually not really useful for me. I bought a big rack that's deeper than the current one, and it's got 5 shelves instead of 2, because like that under there, that unused space annoys me. So then I can move my glaze pots down here onto this new racking at the bottom, and then I can actually make use of this unit, which is my wear trolley, for just wares, because at the moment the top shelf is just full of test tiles. I've only really got 2 shelves that I can put greenware on, things that I've just made. So this is Rhino racking that I bought. The shelving is MDF, so I have some wood protector, which I'm hoping works on MDF, because those shelves over there came with MDF shelves, and it wasn't long before they were mouldy because it's not the driest in here. So I ended up buying OSB. So I'm hoping I can just coat this MDF in a wood protector. Just realising just how unstylish I look right now. We have instructions, so that's what it should look like. It's a boltless design, so everything just clips together. A is the corner piece, so I need 2 of these. So I need a rubber foot. Yeah, like that, and then that's the foot. And then I'll take one of these and stick it in there. And one goes on here to get the full height. Easy. Okay, now I need to do that 3 more times. And put one right down here. In all these pictures it shows one extra person holding the things. I don't have that. None of these are pushed in fully, but at least they're all equally out. I don't quite have enough room. There we go. Am I going to get trapped inside the middle? The bottom spacing is shallower because I know I just want to put glaze buckets down there. So I don't want to waste loads of space above them unnecessarily. But it does leave me with quite wide shelves here, so I might have to do some kind of storage solution that's like tiered or something. You can hear little toes on the roof. Tippy tappy toes. Okay, what are those for? What are those for? Wait. Oh, okay. Ah, right. So these things go... Slot the beam ties D into the loops and that the tabs are bent full. Oh, I've got to bend these tabs. Which direction are they meant to go? Oh, that feels nice and cold. Oh, that's gone to the outside, not to the outside. Got to go and get the wood protector so that I can coat the MDF and hope that it does the job. So I have this Roxil wood preserver. I'm hoping it's okay on MDF because that's what I've got to preserve this. I don't have a lot of room to maneuver right now. It's like liquid, literally liquid. That very much soaks in, doesn't it? Nor was I expecting to happen. I didn't know what this was going to look like, but I wasn't expecting it to be literal water consistency. Please let me know if there's something better I could be using for MDF to make sure it doesn't go mouldy. Because the other shelves I had in here that were MDF went mouldy. I didn't buy this specific chair. I didn't buy this for this purpose. I bought this for a different type of wood, some ash. I thought as I've got it I might as well use it for this if it'll do the job I need. Just let that dry. An hour, I guess it says an hour. Do more coats, do the other side. Rinse and repeat. And in the meantime, I am going to get rid of that stuff. We're back with this. Flitting back and forth between multiple different videos to empty this off so I can bring the racking in. Not sure what's going to happen with the old one, but I don't need it. I need some kind of container for all of my cookies. Kiln isn't on, so I can sit up there for now. Where did the bin bucket go? I did measure, so hopefully it fits okay. I don't have room to manoeuvre. Hang on, I can turn it around. Okay, we're in. It fits. It's not going to be completely level. If it looks not level, it's because there's like a big piece of cardboard down there. Because when we cleared the room, there was a spillage of some kind of black goopy liquid, like a tar, on the floor down there. Fresh, still wet and goopy. Didn't know what to use to remove it, so we just stuck a piece of board, some kind of wooden board I think on top of it. So it's slightly lifting up the back corner. And there's also some fabric stuck to it. Temporary fixes become permanent fixes when you don't know what to do to actually fix it. Oh yeah, I've got enough room to put them in. Oh no. I can't get this bottom one in. I feel like these ones should be able to fit easy. Yeah, those ones will fit easily, but the other ones are shorter shelves, so I don't know how I can do that one. So maybe if I take out the middle, I can get it down to the lower shelf. Sorry, you have no idea the struggles I have currently got because you're too far away. So that shelf down there is too narrow to fit the thing in. So I've taken out the middle support here to try and lower it in, hopefully. Ah, yeah, okay. Yay! Right, okay. That wasn't too big of a struggle, really. I'll just have to keep an eye on the wood, make sure it doesn't go mouldy. If it starts to look gross, then I have to take everything off and then do something else to coat them. What's it on? Brush. Shelving. Ah, that's good. Right, so this thing will go up on maybe this one actually, because otherwise I can't access the top where the button is to turn it on. If I had one that was that would work with the app, then I'd be able to just use my phone to turn it on. But this one is not app connected. I have a wet bucket for when I've got bits of work that I want to keep wet because I'm not finished with it yet. Maybe this side, because then I would put the kiln stilts and cookies here, because that's a side that I would reach for. Orton cones can go down there. Glazed buckets are going down there. Yay! Yay! There's literally just one left. And then I can fit all my slip buckets on that bottom shelf. So they'll be out of my space, walking space. Cleared off that shelf. I've got one glazed bucket, one slip bucket, and then these two here are slip buckets right there. So they can go on that bottom shelf, and then they will no longer be in my walkway. On here, I just have to go on the shelf above. My sieve. Okay, go on top of that glazed bucket. Yes, handy. This one's probably going to be the least used slip bucket. So I'll put that one there. Glazed tongs. I need to get some kind of tray. Seeing another racking like that makes me so happy. Strange things make me happy. Storage space is one of those things that makes me very happy. Room to put stuff. Happy me. Okay, kiln stilts. If you have any good recommendations for like a tiered shelving organizer that I could put on the shelf for like my kiln stilts down here, these cylinder things, and then also for the cookies, which are just flat bits of clay that have been stoneware fired. So I need some way of organising them that doesn't have something this small and then all this wasted space. I need a tall container. I need something tall because this thing is too short. I need a little container for I don't know what I was going to say. No idea. Which I'm going to use for the worry stones, because I tested one that didn't have any glaze on. It didn't bend the hook, so I can use it to do lots of them all in one go, which is good, because I've got 45 of them to glaze. That one had something very furry on it. Ew, that's like a spider egg sac. That's gross. Let's get rid of that outside. There is a dead spider inside it. I'll get toasted out anyway when I use that kiln still. Oh, there's another one on the outside of it. Yes, these are no longer your home. Ew. There's another dead one in there. God knows what else that is. Ugh. So I have these in threes. You can't see because my head's in the way. So I have some really big ones. Well, I'm picking them up and I'm immediately checking down inside to make sure there's nothing about to crawl out at me. Because there is so many dead spiders inside these. Because I don't use them. I don't really have use for these big kiln stilts. Usually. So they just live underneath the kiln. The smaller ones I have multiple of because I use that kind of size a lot more frequently. So those are 3 inches and then those are the 2-inch ones. Which I have even more of. And then I have 1-inch ones. So that's that all off the floor. I've had kiln props on the floor forever. So it's nice to have them all off the floor. Anyway, I'm just going to carry on and I'll hopefully remember to show you an end result. As per usual, I forgot to film an ending to this video that I only did yesterday, I think. I filmed the last part of yesterday. So here's me doing the outro. This is what I currently have on the racking. I've got the glaze buckets, the kiln stilts, glazed tongs, all of the cookies and things that I put my pottery onto when I'm glaze firing and I don't want any drips. The air purifier and the wire is just sort of tucked in the back there. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. And also some plastic pots that are empty. We have my wet bucket, which has a few pieces moved over from this bucket, which used to be my wet bucket, but I wanted one tall enough that I could actually stand the cones up. In there they had to lay down. So in there now is all my test tiles that were on that top shelf there. And then I've got round moulds, wooden bowls and metal bowls and things. So I haven't finished tidying all of this off yet, but I plan to have that completely clear so that I can actually put works in progress on the top shelf and not have anything resting on the top that could fall onto them, because that would be a disaster. I haven't yet ordered any storage solutions, so I want something that will lift this up so that I can make use of all of this space here, same as this one down here. I've seen some little wooden things that can stack on top of each other and then create multiple shelves. And I would like a little drawer system, I think, here for things. Maybe the cookies can go into a drawer. And then up there, I would use it for something. Maybe some of these things, like I've got lots of oil pourer tops and soap dispenser pumps, those types of things. The clamp rack is going to be rethought. I bought some plywood, so I'm going to try and make a different style of one so that the clamp racks, instead of sitting in, currently these go in like this and then the handles stick out against the wall, but there's another style where you can lay them in this way and then you can stack multiple on top of each other and they'll lay flat against the wall. So I'm going to try making that instead with the plywood. And then I need to find somewhere to put it because it obviously can't go above there. So maybe I'll take away the spanners and put one there. I am concerned about things dropping on the kiln, but I mean, if they're in there securely, they're not going to drop. I just need to be careful picking them up. I love having the extra racking, and I'm considering getting another one of these because they don't sell the half size. I would love just stop there. So instead of getting a half one, which I can't, I might just buy another one because I actually finished this shelf right there at the top. That's where the one side ends. So if I buy another one, I can just use 3 shelves, stop it there, replace this thing, which is smaller and shorter, and then I could have another one of those carrying on along there with my tools for throwing, and then I'd have more space for these things as well. So I might do that, and then I'll just keep the upper section stacked away in the corner for future garage where I might have space to have 2 complete racks. Still stuck with the current glaze situation where everything is like 3 deep or 2 deep, so I have to move everything around in order to find the glaze that I want, but can't really solve that problem. Maybe I'll be able to fit some of the glazes onto here if I have a bigger rack. That might be an option. We shall see. Or I might be able to put my bats down there and then I'd have a little bit more space there. That would work. Second one of those, and use half of it for here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.